What is going on, world? Welcome back once again. My name is ZacNovak and this is ZacNovak Plays Games, or late ZacNovak. Simply because XURS location and inventory video is today and I am slightly late once again. But anyway, for all the intros, get on to it and I do hope you certainly enjoy. Alrighty, getting straight into the video. XURS is on the EDZ at the chilling in the area, Winding Cove place, ship area where he's on rocks where the ship has crashed and all that good stuff. Let us see if the tentacled bastard actually does anything good this week. Fingers crossed he actually does. Thanks for the help, Zor. Very nice.
Perhaps this is why the Nine sent me here.
Perhaps it is, just to be a waste of... Well, actually, no, take that back. This week, you have some surprisingly good stuff. Now, this week, let's start things off with the Well of Radiance, Opinus, Maximus, Phoenix, Protocolus, 23 Legendary Shardists. This thing in itself is freaking amazing. It is honestly one of my most favorite exotics, simply for the fact of, well, the Battle Hearth actual intrinsic perk. Kills and assists you make while standing in your Well of Radiance return super energy. In other words, wells after wells after wells after wells after wells after wells. This thing is honestly really freaking cool. Pick it up if you have not got it. Secondary perks on it are pretty cool as well. We've got ourselves Unflinching Pulse Rifle Aim, Unflinching Shotgun Aim, and Unflinching Rifle Aim, as well as number 2, we've also got ourselves Pulse Rifle Reserves and Sidearm Reserves. Not too bad, not the greatest rolls, but this thing in itself has an amazing perk, so pick it up if you have not got it. 23 Legendary Shards. Moving on, next up, we've got ourselves the Ursa, Furiosa, Maximus, Shieldus, Guardus, Blockus, Thingus for the Titanus for 23 Legendary Shardists. This thing in itself is also pretty freaking amazing. Main perk on it is actually called Ursan Guard. Move faster while guarding when Sentinel Shield is active, and guarded damage converts to super energy when the super ends. In other words, shields after shields after shields after I'm gonna keep doing that when all these come up as like pretty much, you know, just pretty much unlimited super energy unlockers, which is what they kind of are. This thing in itself is honestly a lot of fun. I've only got it recently on my Titan, but I have had a lot of fun with this thing, and it is honestly pretty cool. Secondary perks on it, we've got ourselves a fusion rifle loader. Let's try that again. We got ourselves fusion loader, we've got ourselves a sidearm loader, and we've also got enhanced impact induction, which is actually pretty nice. As well as, but on the 2, we've also got ourselves shotgun scavenger and heavy ammo finder, which is honestly really nice. These things look amazing with the ornament. Just being the way they are, don't actually, you know, take in mind and think that this is, you know, the last polar bear that ever existed, because maybe it actually was the last polar bear that ever existed and we actually just kind of converted it into being armor. But it's one of those things, just state, hey, if it was the last polar bear in existence, these things look pretty freaking sweet, and it's kind of sad to think about it. But let's not think about that. Think about the perk, because the perk in itself is honestly seriously freaking good. But anyway, this thing is 23 Legendary Shards. Moving on, next up, we've got ourselves the Oathkeeper for the, the hunters and huntresses who apparently need this. 23 Legendary Shards for the ability called Adamantium Braces. It's called Adamantium Brace. But it's like, yeah, it's kind of like, you know, the same thing. Adamantium, same stuff. Anyway, this thing in itself allows you to pretty much just hold your bows forever. So yeah, that in itself is actually pretty freaking decent in a lot of situations actually, both PvP and PvE. These things also look pretty freaking just amazing by themselves. Honestly, I haven't got an actual ornament for it, but these things just never really looked at them too close up. They look amazing. Anyway, secondary perks on them, we've got ourselves a pulse rifle loader, momentum transfer, and a power weapon loader, as well as, but limited 2, we've also got ourselves sword scavenger and special ammo finder. Pretty decent, pretty nice. These things in themselves are definitely something I haven't used very often, but my hunter definitely does actually use them from time to time. So yeah, keep that in mind. 23 legendary shards, pick it up if you have not got it. But once again, moving on. Next up, we've got ourselves the Jade Rabbit. 29 legendary shards for this very, very, very okay scout rifle. Main perk is actually called the Fate of All Fools. Chain body shots to gain bonus damage on your next precision shot and return ammo to the magazine. This thing in itself in PvP actually is surprisingly decent. It can kind of go hand in hand with Mida simply because they are almost the same except for the speed changes and stuff like that, and the also changes in the actual base stats. But this thing in itself is honestly really freaking nice. Secondary perks got polygonal rifling, armor piercing rounds, and Zen moment, and this thing in itself just kind of looks really freaking cool with the ornament from the, can't remember what the last thing was it was actually for, but this Raging Lepus thing, or even the Jade Jester, because this actually looks pretty freaking cool. It's like, you know, back in the days when you used to just chuck stickers on random things. So if you're a skater and you had a bunch of stickers, you just throw them all over your deck. This thing itself is honestly pretty cool. Pick it up if you have not got it. 29 legendary shards. But moving on, next up, we've got ourselves the consumables. The 5 of Swords challenge card. Now what does this allow you to do? Well, it allows you to tailor-made your nightfalls. In other words, you're allowed to make your nightfalls more challenging by adding challenging challenges to the already challenging nightfall that exists with those challenges. Now these challenges would also do actually change up other challenges, and the nightfall makes challenging challenges inside the nightfall more challenging, also allowing you to get better loot, better scores, and better all-around stuff, just because, you know, being able to tailor-made your nightfall is honestly pretty freaking nice. Pick it up if you have not got it. But moving on, next up, we've got ourselves the Isochronal Engram, aka the Fated Engram. 97 legendary shards. This will give you an exotic that you do not actually own unless you own all exotics from the collection, and it'll be a duplicate exotic. However, that exotic in itself can actually give you some pretty good perks. So potentially we might even be actually able to get a Phoenix Protocol on my Warlock with, say, heavy or special. If we do, I'm like one of those greatest predictors, and I can see the future and all that good stuff. We end up getting ourselves Graviton Lance. That's not a Phoenix Protocol, but it's Graviton Lance. Anyway, Graviton Lance, do you guys know what this thing is? Black Hole being its intrinsic perk, second shot of a burst rips a hole through space and time, doing high damage and recoil with no fall off. As well as a secondary perk being Cosmology, kills with this weapon cause enemy targets to detonate and spawn void projectiles that track targets. In other words, this thing is freaking amazing, and honestly one of my most favorite exotic weapons, just because it's amazing, and it's a pulse rifle that acts like a scout rifle that fires somehow with like the ability like some hand cannons. But yeah, that's just me kind of throwing things out there. Anyway, this has been Zor's location and inventory for the weekend. This has been ZacNovak. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, click that like button down below. Was this video helpful? Did it actually show you guys where to actually find Zor? Did you maybe perhaps forget that Zor existed? Not saying that I have, but I potentially have before. Anyway, I've forgotten that Zor existed before at times. But anyway, in this video is Zor's location and inventory. This has been ZacNovak. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. Once again, if you have found this video helpful, leave a like, leave a comment, let me know what you actually thought about this video. Was it something good? Was it something cool? Did you actually get something awesome from Zor, or was it just, you know, good old tentacled bastard being good old tentacled bastard? Hey look, there's pikes. Well, there was pikes. Too bad, the pikes are gone. Anyway, Zor's location, inventory, there's some ZacNovak. I feel like I enjoyed the video. If you click the like button to look at the stuff and cheer like your reviews and cheering. But until next time, this is ZacNovak signing off. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Peace out.